I teach in the health science department, and I teach the medical therapeutics, cardiovascular services, and pharmacology classes, and I've been here for 3 years now.
My current position at Mount Juliet High School is an architectural engineering design teacher. I teach the first class through the honors class, and I've been here for 6.5 years now.
I'd always thought about teaching one day, but it wasn't like where I was at the time. So when I made a career switch, I just reached out to all the principals in Wilson County, and I wasn't super picky about where I taught, but Mr. Brown was the only person that really reached back out to me. And when I met him and talked to him and kind of knew about the environment, I was like, this is where I want to be. This is great.
Well, I decided to become a teacher because I thought I had something to offer our students. I had spent almost 20 years in the field. I had some teaching positions in smaller roles, working with young kids, and when I was in sales, I taught the sales training classes.
My first job ever in high school was at Hallmark greeting cards. I was really looking for any job because I wanted to be able to pay for stuff that I want to do. I got a car and I want to be able to pay for gas and all that kind of stuff. And so I applied at a lot of places. We had, where I grew up in Knoxville, there was like a little shopping center, kind of like what we have in Providence. And so I went and applied for like anything I could there. And that one just was, again, the one that called me back. And so I was like, well, I'll try it. Can't hurt.
My very first job, I worked at a place called Nashville Shores. Being a teenager, you are sort of in a position that you need to take what you can get just to get some experience. You have no experience at the time, so that was the reason I chose that job. It
was retail. It taught me a lot about customer service and time management and working with people in general, which was really helpful. And then when I went to college, I got a job through my scholarship at the admissions office in our college, and I loved the people I worked with there. It was easy. They were flexible. They worked with my schedule. It was nice to be able to get my stuff done. So I ended up staying on with them past my scholarship career, or scholarship hours, and getting an actual job with them.
I did work while I was in college. I was fortunate to be able to work with my mom at her grill. I worked on the cash register, and in between the customers coming in, it would give me brief opportunities to study for my college work. It was very difficult and trying because I was working full-time and going to school full-time, so I basically got up every day at 5:30 in the morning, didn't get home and get to bed till about 11:30, so it was very challenging.
It was a lot people-oriented. I could do things, I could work with other people, and I enjoyed that in all my careers. And then I also worked at Bath & Body Works in college to make a little extra money, and it was because I knew retail, and it was an easy thing to do. It was close to where I lived in college. I liked their products, and so I knew I wouldn't have a problem selling them.
I have had several different jobs in my life, from working at Wendy's with French fries, had sales jobs where I got to travel around, meet a lot of people.
My first nursing job after college I chose because I knew I wanted to work with pediatrics. It was at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital in Nashville, and I had this huge dream of working for them because of all the things they had done for some people I knew where I grew up and the wonderful stories you heard about them, and then here. And I switched really from nursing to this because I needed something that worked a little better with my family's schedule in our life.
I was in the architectural engineering field for about 20 years. Started out doing hand drawings. Then I did several jobs working on computer CAD. I did mapping for the state, where we traveled the entire state of Tennessee and drove all of the different roads, mapping them, making sure they were on the map. Worked for a civil engineer for several years, and worked with a general contractor doing architectural for several years.
All of my jobs have really helped me in different ways. I think starting out in retail was huge to teach me how to deal with people, because when you go into healthcare and teaching, that's all you do. You've got to be on it as a people person and know how to handle different personality types, and so that's helped me a lot. But as far as like overall who I am, I think that that first nursing job at Vanderbilt really shaped me. It taught me a lot about time management. It taught me a lot about priorities, about balance between work and life, which is huge. And it taught me a lot about caring for vulnerable people, even when I didn't like them or get along with them as well. but how to put myself aside and put other people first.
Working with people that are difficult to work with or deal with, you just have to find a way to put your differences aside and achieve the goal. I mean, you're not going to like every person that you come in contact with, but you just have to find a way to put the personal aside and get the task or job done. I think the most fun job I've ever had is what I'm doing right now. I get to work with some of the brightest students in the state, interact with them, and see them grow.
I'm a holidays person, and we celebrated the holidays big time at Hallmark, and so I enjoyed that. But I think this or the hospital has been my two favorites. Fun-wise, there's something about being in a high school environment that is fun to me. There's so much life. There's so much excitement. There's events and activities, and you guys are doing homecoming. You guys are doing coming home, and you're doing, being in alone is exciting, I think. Like, it's fun to see the creativity that you guys have and the things that you come up with and the new ideas every year. I won't say all hospital jobs are fun or all healthcare is fun, but I worked with kids, and that's fun because they want to have squirt gun fights with the syringes, and that's fun to me.
Advice for picking a career, the first thing is choose something that you're deeply interested in, because sometimes it is difficult getting out of bed in the morning and getting motivated to go to work. So find something that you're really interested in and that you want to do.
Looking for your first job, I think take what you can get, number one, because you're going to learn something no matter where you are. You can always change later. You're not stuck by doing that, and anything you do is going to teach you. I think if you have to deal with people, that's the best thing you can pick because, like I said, it teaches you so much about customer service. It teaches you about how to interact with others that you don't always agree with or feel crazy about. It teaches you kind of how to have thicker skin sometimes, which sometimes we need. My skin wasn't that thick in high school, but it's built up a little now, and that's important. And so I think just doing something that puts you out there and interacting with other people in the world is a benefit. Don't worry about the pay, and pick a job that works with your school schedule.
The most enjoyable part of working at Mount Juliet High School is seeing students grow.
My most enjoyable part of this job is just seeing when kids grow and learn something. Most of the kids in our classes want to be there. They want to go into healthcare. That's why they signed up for them. There's a rare few that don't. But typically the kids that want to be there learn so much about what their future might look like. And when they connect those dots and they say, oh, I understand now from this class and that class what that really means. Or, watching my kids this week be creative with a project that they're working on and apply the body systems to an amusement park. That's what we're doing. And it's so interesting to watch how they take what I taught them and they just grow with it.
Balancing school and work, that's a great question. It is extremely challenging. One of the things that I always try to focus on is having a positive mental attitude. Just do whatever it takes. Make notes, write things down. Just do not accept failure. Just get the job done, whatever you have to do. It's going to be challenging. You can't give up. You have to keep working and trying. I have not once in my life had someone knock on my door with an opportunity. I've always had to go out and make it happen. I've never had anyone randomly mail me a paycheck. I've had to work for that paycheck. Yes, even in a job that you don't like, you can still learn something. I don't know how you know if you don't like it if you don't try it.